What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Grimgrin Zombie Circus. Hope you're excited. We got some Rakdos, Lord of Riots. Yeah, man. I always enjoy playing against him. Let's get the chat closed out. Let's get Grimgrin. Come on, where are you, buddy? There you are. As far as opening hand goes, we've got Manamo, Sunken Hollow, and Read the Bones. We're on the draw. Yeah, we're going to keep on this. It's not too bad. Hopefully hit our third land drop, and then we have Read the Bones to kind of get some stuff up and running. And we also have Buried Alive to get some of our graveyard recursion creatures in there if we need them. And then I'll cover our commanders in just a second. Let's go ahead and let our opponent pass the turn to us, and we'll get the land drop for the turn, and then we'll kind of cover our commanders. Let's get down the Sunken Hollow. That way it's going to come into play tapped, and then we can go for the Manamo the next turn untapped. But yes, we're playing Grimgrin Corpseborn. Whenever he enters the battlefield, he enters the battlefield tapped and does not untap during our untap step. Sacrifice another creature, untap him, put a +1 count on it. Then, whenever he attacks, destroy target creature defending player controls. Pretty fun, man. Playing against Rakdos, Lord of Riots. Can't cast it unless we've lost lives this turn. Flying and trample, and then creature spells they cast cost 1 last for each 1 life. We have lost this turn, so pretty fun, man. Pretty brutal. So we've got the Tormented Soul. It's just a spirit token swinging in. Unblockable, though. That will allow them to get that going. Okay, we actually draw into Misty Rainforest. Let's go ahead and get the Misty down. Anything we're going to get down for 2. Let's go ahead and get the Gravecrawler down. That way, if we get into spots where we can get down Grimgrin, we're going to have a sack outlet to sacrifice the Gravecrawler, and then we can untap Grimgrin, and then kind of swing in. Anything else we need to do? No, we're good. But, on a side note, if you want to go to your very own zombie circus, head over to MTGOTraders.com. They have a very nice little zombie circus. Got some deep-fried brain over there for any of your zombie needs. And MTGOTraders started their own YouTube channel, and I'm making videos for them. So I'm getting out around 10 to 12 Commander or Modern videos a month. So be sure and subscribe to get notifications on when those go live. Basically, when a new set comes out, I'm going to go heavy Commander content over there, just like my channel. And then in between sets, I'm going to go more of my Modern stuff. So if you've seen some of my Modern stuff and you want to see more of it, head on over there. Pretty fun, man. Finally emptying, like, you know, you get to see all my my Commander decks, but I have a lot of Modern decks I like to play on the side, so you kind of get to see those running around. Let's go and crack the Misty. Let's go and grab a Watery Grave. That way we don't have to shock it in later. Oh, we're good. Okay, draw into Bloodline Keeper. Let's go and get Manamo down. Let's go ahead and, yeah, let's go and swing in for 2. It's going to drop our opponent down to 28. We can outrace that Tormented Soul. Oh yes, Tormented Soul. Yeah, I got in during I got into Magic Online during M13. So there's I have certain card triggers when I see them. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that card. Hadn't seen it in a while, so it's good to know that he's still out there just running through the swamp. All right, we're gonna get him for 2. It's gonna drop down to 28. Let's go ahead and go for a Read the Bones. Let's throw these chicken bones out there, see what unfolds before us. Golgari Thug and Nether Trader. Right now, I'd like to hit the land drop so we can be online to get down Grimgrin, so I'm actually going to go ahead and put both of those on the bottom. And we draw 2 cards, draw an Underground Sea and Brainstorm. That'll be pretty good. Alright, we're going to go ahead and pass the turn. So we've got the land drop for the turn. Next turn, we're looking at Bloodline Keeper. We can even go for Zombie Master to give our creatures a Swamp Walk, which our opponent does have a swamp out there. And then we get into spots where we can get down Sword of Vengeance and kind of go from there. But as far as my build of Grimgrin, it's pretty, you know, heavy zombie focus. We have a few of the, I think the Lich Lord in here. We can make them lose life, so it's pretty fun. Alright, so our opponent gets down the Sorcerer, deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Adios, Gravecrawler. The good thing about Gravecrawler is once we get Grimgrin down, he's a zombie, and that'll enable the Gravecrawler out of the graveyard. So we'll have a nice little recurring sack outlet for him. Alright, so we get him for 1. Drop us down to 24. He is putting in some work, man. Got that 24-turn clock established. Okay, so we're going to be online to hit Grimgrin. Let's go ahead and get the swamp down. Actually, let's go ahead and go Underground Sea. What are we going to do for 4? We can get down Bloodline Keeper. That's going to allow us to get start generating some Vampire tokens, so it'll make it easier for us to sacrifice creatures of Grimgrin. Let's go and go Bloodline Keeper. I like that. That way it allows us, we can get down Grimgrin the following turn and untap it if we want to. And if they have some sort of removal on it, so be it. But yeah, Bloodline Keeper, man. Solid commander card. I have him in my Olivia deck, but man, it's just a value creature in pretty much any deck that you're running in Commander. It's like I'm an unofficial Bloodline Keeper salesman or something, man. It's just, you get so much value out of it. You can start making those 2/2 black vampire creature tokens, and then you can finally get it to flip and have a nice little vampire lord. So really good value creature. And especially in a deck like this, it just allows us to have a sack outlet. Okay, so your opponent's tapping for. But, yes, Rakdos, Lord of Riots. I built him, like, a long time ago. Devour Flesh, sack a creature. Alright, Bloodline Keeper. So we just completely reset the Tormented Soul clock that our opponent had up and running. And they get down the Goblin Fireslinger. It looks like they haven't hit their land for the turn. either the last couple turns. They're sitting at 3 mana. Sorry about that. Just taking a drink of water. Okay, let's go ahead and get the command. Actually, let's go and get the yeah, let's go and get the swamp down. Do we want to go for Grimgrin right now? We could set up a turn to where we get down Grimgrin. We can go for the Sword of Vengeance next turn, and then still cast the Gravecrawler out of the graveyard. Yeah, let's go and go for Grimgrin. I like getting in a spot to where we can start picking off some of these little creatures out here. So let's go blue, black. Man, I don't know why. Whenever I'm tapping blue, I always want to call it white. Okay, I find myself just like, why am I saying white? Okay, so we're going to get down Grimgrin. We have access to Gravecrawler next turn. We have Command Tower. We can dig a little bit deeper with Brainstorm. But more than likely, we're probably going to go ahead and go Gravecrawler out of the graveyard. That'll be 5 mana we have left to go with. That'll put us in a spot to where I guess we'll probably go Zombie Master. That way they can't really get any chump block up and running. That way we don't have to worry about any you know, random little pinging damage from our opponent's creatures. And they do not hit the 4th land drop. Okay, Tormented Soul. He's getting that clock back up and running. But yeah, it's I don't know if that happens to y'all, but like whatever the set you play in, maybe you just forget about those cards. But I'm having vivid Magic flashbacks with Tormented Soul out there. Okay, swinging it for 3 is going to drop us down to 23. Now, if our Grimgrin does stick, we need to figure out which creature we do want to blast over there. Cryptborn Horror. Oh, nice, man. Yeah, I won a draft with him one time. I remember the match. It was pretty cool, man. I hadn't seen that card in a long time. Okay, alright, so we've got Grimgrin. We need to decide who we want to blow up. Let's go and get the Command Tower down. Let's cast the Gravecrawler out of the graveyard. And let's go and sack it to Grimgrin. Then we're going to get a +1 counter. We can swing in and blow something up. More than likely, we're going to take out the Cryptborn Horror. It's not like we're under any sort of like a heavy clock right now, but at least getting rid of the 3/3 will be good for us. Let's go and sacrifice Gravecrawler. And we can actually recast it again and get more counters on there if that's something that we want to do. Since they only have 1 creature, yeah, we can actually put in a lot of damage doing that. I think I actually kind of like that. We can leave up Brainstorm. I'm not that wild about Sword of Vengeance, so let's just kind of just rinse and repeat on this. We're going to be able to swing in, blow up the Cryptborn Horror. They're getting another counter. Yeah, I like that. Let's go and sack again. And then we'll still leave up Brainstorm, just kind of dig. Okay. Let's go black. Excuse me. There we go. Cast Gravecrawler again. But yeah, as far as the MTGOTraders, I've got a Black-Blue Thopter Weird deck out right now, which is pretty fun. It's Weird of Invention, Thopter Foundry, and Sword of the Meek, if you're not familiar with the combo. And then I've also added the Ironworks card in there to where we can basically go infinite with Ironworks out there. Sack a Thopter, and then just make 2 more colorless. So pretty cool. Let's go and sack Gravecrawler one more time. Okay, that leaves that Brainstorm. We're going to have a 10-10 Grimgrin swinging in. It's going to come in hot. We're going to get in for basically unchecked. And then we're going to go ahead and destroy the Cryptborn Horror. There's going to be another additional counter on Grimgrin. It's going to put him at an 11-11. And it's going to drop our opponent down. Let's see where we get it down to. 17? Yep, there we go. And then we've got 11 commander damage, so we're actually looking at lethal next turn, but they're going to have to leave up some blockers. Now, let's see if there's any way. We do have Brainstorm, so if we can grab into some sort of board wipe and give our opponent's creatures a bunch of -1 style stuff. Night's Whisper, draw 2 cards, lose 2 life. Okay. But I feel pretty good about it. And really, it's not like they have any big creatures out there either to worry about the sorcerer doing the pinging damage to target creature or player. But while we're talking about old school Magic, I remember like I got into Magic Online and then I played a lot of casual Magic. And I remember one deck that I built was just it's once I realized the pinging interaction with a Death Touch creature. So basically, I just built like this pinging death deck, and oh man. A lot of fun. I remember I played in the casual room, and or the just starting out room, and there's a lot of salty players with the pinging death deck. So it just reminds you of those old school Magic decks that just have a theme. Like, it's not expensive. There's just a theme to it, and we're just going to ping creatures to death. So I still remember that deck. A lot of fun. Okay, so we get it for 1. It's going to drop us down to 22. It's a bummer that our opponent can't hit their next land drop, man. I kind of wanted to see Rakdos, but to be perfectly honest, I am A-okay with that. Let's go and fire this Brainstorm off, see what we draw. Ancient Tomb, Liliana's Reaver. Okay, let's go ahead and we have no really way to shuffle our library, and we're okay on Ancient Tomb, so let's go and put an Ancient Tomb back. Actually, can we back that up? Actually, we can't. Okay, so let's go ahead and put the Swamp. I realized I kind of did want Ancient Tomb. We'll just go and put the Swamp back, so we'll draw that next turn. Okay, Let's go and get these swamp down. Anything we're going to go for? We can go for Sword of Vengeance and equip it. Let's go and cast Gravecrawler out of the graveyard, though. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we can go ahead and go for that. We still have Manamo, but at least we're going to go and get an additional +1 counter. Let's go and sacrifice Gravecrawler, untap Grimgrin. And do we want to go for Sword? It's going to have... yeah, that trample damage is really going to matter, so let's go ahead and go for Sword. We're going to get the Sword on Grimgrin. This is what makes the deck fun, is you can go like Zombie Beat Sticks. We've got the Unhallowed in here, Zombie Master, Liliana's Reaver. But at the same time, you can get into a spot to where... okay, opponent scoops it up. We got the Sword down. It's going to get +2s to make it 14, 12. And it's going to have Trample with Haste, and we're going to be able to swing in. And to give it Vigilance, swing in, and they're not going to have enough to stop the trampling damage. Well, they'd have enough, but it would kind of put them in a weird spot. I think we can close it out right there. But yeah, it's kind of fun just going beat sticks with Grimgrin sometimes. So, all right, guys, if you enjoyed it, like, subscribe. Thanks.